Hello guys, welcome to the third session of ASP.NET Web API tutorials. In this session, we will create our first project and understood its auto-generated code. Throughout this series, I am going to use Visual Studio 2015. I am opening it. To create a new ASP.NET Web API project, click on the File menu, select New, Project. Within this dialog box, select the Visual C# under the Template and select ASP.NET Web Application. I'm going to save this project within the coding directory within app drive and save project with the name v3 hello world. I will upload all of the examples that create throughout this series on GitHub so you can easily find it. That's why I am write the v3, which stands for video 3. From this dialog box, select the Web API and uncheck the Hosting Cloud checkbox and click on the OK button. It takes some time depending on your system. Here is our solution. If you have worked with the ASP.NET MVC, then you are familiar with this directory structure, which include the controllers, models, as well as the views for the MVC approach. Start with the controller. Controller folder contains all of the controller, whether it was the MVC controller or the API controller. Both controller are different. Home controller. Home controller is extended from the controller which was present in the system.web.mvc.controller, means that this home controller is the MVC controller. Values controller. Values controller is extended from the API controller which was present in the system.web.http.api controller. If you note that this class contains the several methods including the get, post, put and delete for the each HTTP verbs. Global.asx file specify the various configuration for our application. One of the most important configuration is the Web API config.register. Press the cursor on the register and press F12 for go to that definition. This register method is present in the Web API config and this file is present within the app_start directory. This file specifies the default routing for our API. Routing for Web API and MVC are different. MVC routers are stored in routeconfig.cs file within the app_start directory. Let's understand the default routing for our API. Here is our routing template, where the API is the constant term that must be present when we are trying to call our API. The controller specify the name of the controller and the ID is the parameter for the method within our controller. In the next line, we specify that the ID is the optional parameter so that we can call the method within the controller without specifying the parameter. Let's run our application by pressing the F5. Will succeed. Here is our home page. To access the API, we need to write the URL so that it matches the routing for our API. For this, we need to write the constant API slash the name of the controller. Name of our controller is the values. Not that we need to write only values. We does not need to write the controller values and hit the enter button. We can see that the authorization has been denied for the request. This error occurs because we are using the authorized attribute in our class that we need to remove. And rebuild the solution. And reload that page. You can see that the value 1 and value 2 are written in the form of the JSON. When we write the API /values, it will automatically call our values controller, and depending on the HTTP method that use, it will call the appropriate method. From the browser, we can send GET request, so it will access the GET method. We have two overridden GET method, that is one with the parameterless and one with the parameter. In this case, we are not specify the any parameter, so that it come in the parameterless method and return the two strings that are value 1 and value 2. If we are specifying the parameter, then it will return only a single string. Let's try. We can see that it return only single value. In this case, I am using the Microsoft Edge so that it return the JSON format. If you are working on the Google Chrome or the Mozilla Firefox, then it will return in the XML format. So don't worry if it look like the different. I'm going to copy the same URL and try to open in the Firefox. And paste it. We can see that it written in the form of the XML, and remove the parameter. It written the array of string in the form of XML, where age written in the form of the JSON. What happen if we are trying to access the controller that does not exist? Instead of values, I am going to write the value term only. We can see that it written the meaningful message that HTTP resource was not found with the our URL, and its message detail is no type was found to match the controller. In this session, we have created our first web API and call its GET methods. To create a new project, open the Visual Studio. From the File, New Project template, select the Visual C#, ASP.NET, Web Application and the Web API. Directory structure of Web API is similar to the MVC. Model contain all of the model. Controller contain both MVC as well as the API controller. Global.asax file contain the configuration. Web API config.cs file contain the routing for our web API, and route config.cs file contain the routing for the MVC. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask the question. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.